What's good, everybody? It is Woodrow, and we are back with a look at the DC Connect catalog for June 2023 for books coming out in August 2023 or later. This is issue number 37 for those of you who care about the numbering of the catalogs. As is often the case these days with DC Connect, it's a very thin catalog, not a lot of bulk in it, so we'll be able to go through it pretty quickly. Let's jump right into it. We've got an explanation here of Night Terrors, which we talked about a bit last month. It's the 2-month takeover event, and I explained this a bit last month. Let me just reiterate in case you didn't watch that video. DC does this, and I kind of like the idea for what they do is every few years when they have a rather substantive editorial reboot where they're like, there's been a crisis, or they're swapping a bunch of the creative teams, they're looking to reboot a lot of new comics with new #1 issues or new launches of new titles. They will, rather than just like, here's the new stuff, they do like a little transitional event that takes a month or 2 or 3, and it's almost like an intermission show, and behind the scenes they're cleaning up everything and getting the new mega direction ready for launch. That's what this feels like to me. And so we've got 2 months essentially where Joshua Williamson is show running a story where the vast majority of the DC books are not coming out, and instead we'll be getting 2 issues of little mini events featuring those characters, sometimes written by the same creative teams, other times by different creative teams. And it all ties into this idea of a number of villains, including fighting against this thing called the Sleepless Knights, Knights, who, and I guess Damian Wayne is involved somehow, but they are basically terrorizing the world in their sleep. So a bit of a Sandman vibe, and no surprise, it looks like Batman Wesley Dodds, aka the original Sandman, and Deadman are the heroes of this series. But yeah, it could be fun. I mean, I don't know. I think with these events, usually what you get is some of the 2-issue runs are really well done and fun. Some of them are very much feel like phoned in. And generally, I find that the ones people read are the ones that like were titles you're already getting. So if you're already reading Nightwing like I was, you'll probably read these 2 Nightwing issues. If you were not reading Superman, you probably aren't going to pick up the Superman issues. It just goes like that. So we'll see. But that's what we've got going on right now. And these are this is month 2. Last month was the first. So we got Night Terrors #3. That's the titular miniseries. It's kind of the spinal cord of all this. And #4. It's been 2 issues a month. And then we've got an end cap here, Night Terrors, Night's End, #1, also written by Joshua Williamson, drawn by Howard Porter. That's pretty cool. So we'll just go through them quickly, because again, it's most of the DC titles. We've got Batman, Detective, Nightwing, Poison Ivy, Catwoman, Harley Quinn, the Joker, Robin, Superman, Action, The Flash, Wonder Woman, Titans, Shazam, Green Lantern, Black Adam, Angel Breaker, Zatanna, Punchline, Ravager. And there you have it. Those are, like I said, there's a few I'm picking up. I'm picking up the Nightwing. I'm picking up the Superman books. Most of the others I'm not, but if I hear they're good, I'll probably grab them subsequently. We'll see. Here we've got a new Tom King book. This is actually an ongoing, if I'm not mistaken. And it is Tom with Rafael de la Torre on art, and it features the Penguin. I've never been a huge fan of the Penguin. It's never been one of the Batman villains that I've glommed onto very much, so not sure, but certainly, because Tom is my buddy and he's an excellent writer, I will certainly give the first issue or 2 a try and see if he can lure me in, as he usually does. But I can't say I'm like overjoyed with the idea of this book, just based on the solicit. We've also oddly got a 0 issue written by Chip Zdarsky with art by Belen Ortega. As I understand it, there was stories involving the Penguin as a backup story in Batman not too long ago, and that's what this collects. So I guess Tom will be building off of that in some way. Got some annuals, got a Doomsday special. Okay, so finally we're at some things that I'm going to be purchasing, and that's Hawk Girl #2 and Unstoppable Doom Patrol #5. What's cool is the Doom Patrol, actually, maybe I was going to say it looked like it's 5 of 7. I thought for a second maybe it was expanded from 5 to 7, but now that I think about it, I think it was a 7-issue miniseries from the start. World's Finest Teen Titans could be cool. It's Mark Waid with Emmanuel Lupacino, so awesome creative team. Batman, Superman World's Finest continues to be awesome. I am currently reading both of these Superman books. I don't have a strong opinion on Superboy Man of Tomorrow, as I've only read the first issue. I am very much enjoying Adventures of Superman, though, probably by no surprise because it's written by Tom Taylor. And Clayton Henry looks great on art. Not reading either of these or actually, scratch that. I read the first issue of Spirit World, thought it was excellent, and will be continuing this at least for now. So I was not as enamored with the Vigil or City Boy. These three books were all launched at the same time in connection with one another. Basically, Asian-based characters with Asian creative teams. So I love the idea of it again, furthering inclusion in our comics. But I wasn't particularly drawn to the Vigil or City Boy as I was with Spirit World. We've got some arty type books focused on Poison Ivy and Catwoman. We've got a strange Gnort illustrated swimsuit edition, kind of a gimmicky like comedy anthology book that's oversized and $7 and hard pass for me. A Batman Beyond miniseries that's going on, Harley Quinn, Black, White, Red. Not reading most of these. I am reading Batman White Knight Presents, the latest in the Sean Murphy Batman White Knight universe. This is written by Katana Collins, his wife, and Clay McCormick, with art by Mirka Andolfo. So hard to imagine that not being all kinds of awesome. Peacemaker tries hard. Again, Kyle Stark's having a hell of a year. If you just watched my Marvel previews video, I talked about Kyle Starks and what a year he's having, and this is another part of that equation. Nice to see The Nice House on the Lake getting a singular collected edition. Collects all the issues. I'm here for this. I was hoping for it. Excited to see it. No interest in this whatsoever. Or that. Yep, not reading these. So we're just going to go through because I'm not reading most of this, so we'll just go through them quickly. I will quickly mention Danger Street. We've got number 8 of 12. I know, like many of you, I'm waiting to read it once it's all wrapped up, but certainly I expect it to be very good. We're nearing the end of the Fables reboot. This is Fables 161, which is the third of 6 issues of this arc, and I believe that will end at least the plan was that it would be a 12-issue relaunch. We'll see if it continues after that. And let's see here. Okay, so moving on, we've got more Bat books, some collections of some stuff. I mean, iZombie and Soul Plumber were both fun series, if you didn't read them when they were coming out. And like I said, very thin. DC doesn't put out a ton of stuff anymore, which I can give them credit for that. They try and keep it tight. So yeah, pretty light month for me with DC, with what's going on with this Night Terror stuff, but that's cool. I've seen some solicits, as I'm sure you have, on what's coming after this, and so far so good. I think a lot of the things that they're announcing have looked interesting, and I'm going to try them. Probably most interesting, at least for me so far, is Birds of Prey, which is going to be written by Kelly Thompson. I think is a perfect fit for that, and it'd be nice to see her have some fun in the DC universe after being a Marvel exclusive for the last bunch of years. So there you have it, and we will be back with a look at the main previews catalog in a few minutes.